Hello, it's Therese and Lostinpaper, and today we're going to be adding a bokeh background to this flower that I've coloured. It's from the Altenew watercolor colouring book, and they have two versions of each image in the book, and this is the no line version. So I want to add a bokeh background because I'm not happy with the way that I've actually painted the current background. So I wanted to try and fix it, see if I could save the image. And initially I did colour this flower with these pencils. They're the woodless watercolor pencils from Altenew, and they're really easy to use. And I'm going to be linking a couple of videos at the end using some watercolors too, so don't forget to hold on and look out for those. But I was thinking about what I could do to actually fix this background. I was thinking I could just do a splattered effect, but I do that all the time, and I thought it'd be fun to try some bokeh. Now, if you're not sure what it is, it's just a Japanese word that actually means blur. Seriously. And what bokeh is, it just gives you that soft, like an out of focus, and particularly it's one that you'll notice in photography in the background. It's like those little circles of light that you can see, and it makes a really pretty effect on your cards too. So I thought, well, if I can get that look, it'll be fun and something different to do. Typically I would have started, had I known I was going to be doing bokeh, I would have probably used some masking fluid in circles, and that would have given me a nice sort of areas of the white cardstock showing underneath, but I'll show you how I get around that very soon. But I wanted to start by adding a darker background, and the initial pencil that I coloured the background with was a beautiful light blue colour, and I will list all the colours and all the products beneath this video in the show more section. Just click on that and it'll take you to all the products that I've used. And also I will have more photos and a full list of supplies, including the colours of the pencils that I used, at my blog, so click through to there. But because I've done this really light background, I thought, well, that would really be a good way of making the light versions of the circles for the bokeh. So I literally just used a stencil. It's a circles stencil, has lots of different sized circles on it, and drew some pencil lines lightly on the cardstock. It's very dry. Always work on dry cardstock. Even though I won't show you the drying process, I definitely did do that. And then I coloured the negative space around the circles that I've drawn, and that just gave me the light versions of circles. I still don't have the white ones that I want yet, but I'm working towards that, believe me, because I really like the sparkle that a nice bright white will give to a bokeh background. And it's been a long time since I've done any sort of backgrounds like this, so I wasn't really sure how far to go, and you can let me know if you think I went a bit too far, because once I started I couldn't stop. Okay, the second layer of bokeh that I'm adding now is a darker layer. It's the same blue that I painted the background, but a more intense colour, and I literally just painted those circles by hand. I didn't draw any circles. If you're not confident to do that, then you can certainly just draw them with a pencil first. After they dried, I decided to come in and try some white ink with a blending sponge, and this looked okay, but it wasn't giving the bright white that I was particularly wanting, so I'm still thinking about how I'm going to fix this. And I have some white it's acrylic paint. It's meant to be a Chinese white, but it's really old and I think it's quite yellowed, so I'm going to have to invest in a new, it's a watercolor, sorry, I said acrylic, but it's a watercolor paint. I'm kind of doing all watercolors today, and it was sort of blending a little bit with the other colors and starting to look a bit purpley, which I didn't like. So then I brought out the big guns, and I've grabbed some white gouache, which is more opaque than watercolor, but you can actually work it a little bit easier than an acrylic paint. And this one's called Dancing Clouds, It's Katie Rogers. It's a paper fashion product, and it still wasn't working for me, but I think it did give. I'm starting to get a lot of bokeh layers here, which is more the look that I was going for. And then I decided to bring another colour in, and I think this is where it really started to take much better shape. I've chosen a similar colour to the original background, but it's quite watered down, and it's a little bit brighter. And what I decided to do is actually paint it over the white stencil areas mostly, and that really helped it pop that little bit more, and I didn't have to redraw the circles on. So I think that worked really well. Let me know if you think that was actually a good idea or if you preferred it the way it was. Then I remembered that I have a paint pen. Now, this is not a work of art, so if it was, I probably wouldn't have got this out and used it. But this is going to be made into a card, so I can forgive myself because I really wanted the white look, and I didn't want to splatter white all over the whole image. I wanted it to look like this was in the background with the flower in the foreground. So I did just add, this is a Sharpie water-based paint pen. So technically watercolor. And I added lots of little and bigger dots around here. And the great thing about bokeh is very forgiving. This is the before picture and the after. I know, I went quite overboard. What do you think? I did make it into a card and added a sentiment from Alan Hudson and die cut that and just pop that up. Let me know in the comments below whether you think it would have been better to leave it as it is, or do you like the bokeh look? And I've also got a couple of other videos linked here with some more watercolouring for you to enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.